Every day, the future gets smarter. And this week, Anthropic shipped the most powerful model it has ever built. There's just one catch. You're not allowed to use it. The full-strength version went to a short list of so-called trusted organizations. Everyone else got a safer, locked-down copy. This isn't a glitch. It's the opening shot in a quiet war over who is even allowed to hold intelligence itself. This is June 28th, 2026, and you are watching The Truth. Let's jump right in. So why can't you use the best version? Why is the most powerful model on Earth handed out like a state secret to a pre-approved list? And what happens when access to intelligence itself stops being something you buy and becomes something you're granted? Stick around, this one changes everything. Here's what actually happened, and it's stranger than the headlines. Anthropic launched Claude Fable 5, and yes, anyone can use it, but Fable is the safe version. The real thing, the same model, the same weights with the safety limits taken off, is called Mythos 5. And Mythos didn't go to the public. It went to a small hand-picked list of trusted partners. You got the governed twin, they got the raw one. Now, the internet had a much spicier version of this story. This post, 19,000 likes, claimed the government forced Anthropic to pull Fable completely, with users demanding refunds. It set the timeline on fire. There's just one problem. So I pulled up the actual system card to check it, and the truth turned out to be more interesting than the tweet. And here's the receipt, Anthropic's own system card. It says Mythos 5, the most capable model, is only made available to a small number of trusted partners. Fable 5, the one you can actually touch, runs on the same underlying weights, just with extra safeguards bolted on. In plain English, the public gets the governed version. A vetted few get the real one. And here's the whole trick. In one picture, start with one set of weights, a single brain. Bolt extra safeguards on top, and you get Fable 5, the version anyone can use. Strip those same safeguards off, and you get Mythos 5, the raw model, handed only to a trusted few. Same brain, two very different keys. Now imagine that in any other industry. Imagine buying the latest phone, and the government deciding model by model which citizens are trustworthy enough to own one. Sounds insane, but that is exactly what is now happening with frontier AI. Start asking yourself, right now, would you trust a government to hold that switch? Keep that in your back pocket, because first you need to see the law they use to do it, and it all comes down to one weird idea. So why is any of this even allowed? Here's the idea that unlocks it. To Washington, a frontier model is no longer just software, it's closer to a weapon, and weapons in America are controlled by something called export controls. Think about it like this. You can buy a kitchen knife anywhere, but you cannot walk into a store and buy a fighter jet, or enriched uranium, or military-grade encryption. Those are dual use, useful to a civilian, but dangerous in the wrong hands. So the state controls who can have them and who can sell them abroad. Washington has now placed the most powerful AI models in that exact same box. So how does the machine actually work? Step by step. First, the government measures the raw compute, basically the sheer amount of electricity and silicon burned to train the system. Cross that invisible line, and your software is automatically flagged as controlled. Second, they target the model's weights, the billions of numerical values that act as the AI's actual neural connections. Its brain on a hard drive. Those weights are now treated like a classified blueprint. Third, to release it, the lab needs a government license. And fourth, that license names exactly who is allowed to use it. And the trigger for all of it is a single invisible line, the amount of compute used in training. Cross it, and overnight your harmless chatbot is legally reclassified as a controlled technology. No vote, no debate, just a threshold. And here's the clever, slightly scary part. The government doesn't actually need to grab the model itself, it just controls the choke points around it. The chips you train on, the cloud you rent, the license to ship the weights. Squeeze any one of those, and you control the whole pipeline without ever touching a line of code. This is why the chip war and the AI war are really the same war. Whoever controls the most advanced chips controls who can train the most powerful models. America makes the rules for those chips. So America, in effect, makes the rules for frontier AI everywhere on Earth. Now, here's where it gets personal. Because once a model is controlled, the next question is brutal and simple: who gets in? And the answer is not everyone. This is the new tier system nobody voted for. At the top, trusted organizations, big labs, defense contractors, approved enterprises. They get the full uncensored frontier model. Below them, everyone else, startups, researchers, regular users who get a weaker version or nothing at all. Same model, two completely different worlds of access. And this is the part that should make you sit up. For most of the world, this isn't an upgrade behind a paywall, it's a wall, full stop. If you're a developer in Brazil, in India, in most of Africa, the single most powerful version of these tools may simply never be legal for you to touch. The intelligence gap just became a passport gap. But there's a flip side, and it's the official reason for all of this. National security. Start with a frontier model. The same system that writes your code can also write attack code, help design weapons, and run cyber attacks at scale. Those are its dangerous skills. Now hand that to a rival state, and the nightmare stops being a chatbot saying something rude. It becomes the most capable AI on Earth turned into a real-world national threat. And that fear just collided with reality, because around the same time, Anthropic publicly accused Alibaba, one of China's biggest tech giants, of illicitly accessing its AI models. Read that as someone allegedly tried to get in through the back door, and suddenly every argument for locking these models down got a lot more convincing. And this is the knot at the center of the whole story. Every player is pulling on the same few threads: security, money, and control. The labs want to ship, the government wants a gate, China wants the weights, and every one of those pulls lands on the same target, who in the end gets to hold the most powerful tool humanity has ever built. So let's line it up side by side, because the pattern is the whole point. Mythos 5, Anthropic's most powerful model, locked to vetted partners. Fable 5, the public version, shipped with the safeguards bolted on, and GPT 5.6, where, according to reporting, the government itself helps decide who gets access. 3 models, 1 direction. The frontier is moving behind a list. Quick gut check, and I genuinely want your answer in the comments. When the most powerful AI exists, should a government get to decide who's allowed to use it? Type weapon if you think it's too dangerous to be open. Type Tuesday if you think this is just software and everyone deserves access. Go on, weapon or Tuesday. Now zoom out, because there's a deeper tension here that decides everything. On one path, control keeps tightening. Fewer people, more gates, AI as a state-managed resource. On the other path, open models race ahead, downloaded by millions, impossible to ever put back in the box. These two curves are now pulling in opposite directions, and where they cross decides the next decade. And that's the irony that should keep the policymakers up at night. The harder America locks down its own frontier models, the more the rest of the planet turns to open source AI instead, a lot of it now coming out of China. Build too high a wall and you don't stop the technology. You just hand the keys to your rival. So here's the line to remember from all of this. For the first time in the AI era, the most important question is not what the model can do. It's whether you're on the list. Now, the honest caveat, because every serious video needs one, a lot of these details are still moving. The exact rules, the exact thresholds, the exact list, much of it is reported, contested, and changing week to week. What's clear is the direction. A government gate is going up around frontier AI. The fine print is still being written. So to sum up what just happened, the most powerful model got locked to a vetted list, the public got a safeguarded copy, and the government is moving to decide who gets the rest, quietly turning frontier AI from a product you buy into a privilege you're granted. And if this is the new normal, the question stops being which model is smartest and becomes who is allowed to be smart at all. That's a very different world than the open internet we were promised, and it's being built right now, quietly, one license at a time. And that wraps our deep dive into the government's new grip on AI. Tell me, weapon or Tuesday down in the comments, drop a like, subscribe, and grab our newsletter from the link below. Because every day the future gets smarter. Make sure you're smarter too. This has been The Truth. See you in the next one.